really need to protect with the design patent. Here's what you need to protect with utility patent. This is really not protectable. You don't want to waste money on that. But let's protect your brand identity. Those things are all going to be efficient, and the way to deal with that is really upfront. Get a cohesive strategy together, and that's not going to cost you a lot. I mean, that kind of meeting takes about an hour, right? And then you've got a strategy for going forward, and you can get a budget and everything lined up. I think any responsible practitioner is going to really take care of it.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I think a lot of it boils down to doing your homework. One, appreciating and understanding what you are undertaking. And you can do that by joining something like the United Inventors Association. Here's a group of people who
Hi.
have been through.
We're under you guys tonight. Oh, okay.
For
Flagstick Social.
Yes, hello.
Is saying there's a lot of free resources out there, and I'll give a little plug for the patent office. Ever since their website redesign.
What is up, you guys? We're here at the PGA show.
Do some prior art searching.
Wanted to go live for a little bit.
I do warn people about doing searches for prior art using AI tools like ChatGPT.
Like and subscribe. Thank you, Mr. Mouth.
For hallucinating patents. So you will say, oh, U.S. patent number 10 million, blah, 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 to this, describes this kind of putter, and oh, look, it's right out there. Completely made up a lot of times. So always, if you're using an AI tool purely for prior art searching, my experience has been to double check that and go make sure it's an actual patent that's in the patent office.
What is up, you guys? Right now I am manning the T-Box Caddy booth. I'm the only one here, so there might be people that come by and talk to me. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hey! How's it going? I just went live. Whoa, you got a bunch of stuff.
bunch of different things, right? So
Hi, Masrad. I am at the
variety,
PGA show.
and this is pretty much right exactly.
Thank you, Axper.
I take people's existing IP and enforce it. That's most of what I do.
What
And I would
happened?
say
He's
multiple
over there
kinds of
talking to
cases.
somebody.
Oh, it's
and
okay.
Like,
It's
wasn't
okay.
even a partner.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. No problem.
It's up to a guy trying to sell me stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because all we do is throw lawyers some time and it's, we start spending.
Thank you so much for bringing this.
Fighting.
Oh, sure. I need that help.
Right? So, but there are.
I was
there are
hungry.
Much lower
Times when I
level
come over here,
enforcement
it's
activities.
just like there's too many people.
Sometimes you can get stuff resolved on a level.
Now there's nobody here.
Like,
It's hit or miss. Like sometimes there's tons, and then sometimes it's like a little dead. And then when it's really loud, people don't want to stop here.
They do.
So it's good, but it's bad because people are walking by.
More often
But
than you would like, or more often than you would suspect, right? In addition, with respect to some of the bigger platforms out there, like Amazon or any of the other sales platforms, there are mechanisms that they have.
and Hunter was just here too. He just went to go put our portable battery on the iPad again.
Okay, so he knows that this is coming.
I told him. I don't know if he was listening.
Plastic do that, and some
Right?
of these,
Yeah.
and like
Come
three,
listen. He's lucky to have you. Hi guys, how are
Hi.
you? Who are you guys with?
Then, we have what are called takedowns, right? That's a very cost-effective way.
I think they're the same.
Yeah, they are.
In
I told her to
those
just get us the same thing.
Right. And frankly, we see a ton of that. Rob and I are working on a case.
Hi,
right
you
now
guys.
with respect to,
Hi, Pabiata.
pickleball handles, right? And those takedowns are wildly successful, and they do not cost a lot. So, in terms of cost, there's a lot of
handle.
things we can
Wow.
look. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're making a fairly expensive product that sells a lot, and you've got a competitor that's using your IP, and they
Let's
are
eat a
selling
little
lot,
bit.
that's going to become expensive, right? Unless they just stop. And usually
This is
they
what I'm
don't,
eating for
right?
lunch.
So that becomes a war, and those wars involve large expenditures of money in the 6 to 7 figures, right? In terms of attorney time, experts and stuff. That said, there are many mechanisms for these days to funding that war that do not necessarily involve the inventor or the company paying for that, right? There's financing out there, and all those things are available. So I'd say look at the level of problem you have, right? If the problem is, hey, I've got competitors, Amazon, it's coming in those takedowns, call Brian, call somebody like us to take care of you, and it's not going to cost you a ton of money. If the problem is higher level, now you call me and say, hey, I want to do a consult, and this is an educated purchaser. Right? This is the same thing for, I think, initially. Hey, I'd like to do a 1 or 2 hour consult with you, counselor, to talk to me about IP strategies. You can help me get some guidance and tell me we can work together on what we're going to do and then budget that out. So we know what's happening, right? That's up front. Here's the same thing. Hey, I've got a legal problem. I've got a competitor. I'd like to talk to you about how we solve this and what are my budgetary alternatives. Sometimes, if you've got a great patent and there's a lot of money involved, you're going to find people that are very interested in paying for that litigation to occur, and then you don't need to be out of pocket at all. If, however, like I said, if it's a big product and a big infringement, I'm not going to, tell you happy untruth, I guess. That's not going to cost you costs. Right? Once the numbers get large, the battle gets expensive.
It is cold, Andrew.
I'll tell you, we have a ton of success.
It's been cold.
Much lower level, you gotta stop. It's a little bit
But it's
of
okay inside, but it's a little chilly.
I don't want to pick any particular kind of company, but you'll call one company or you'll get an injunction against one company and they'll go away. And then all of a sudden, some very similarly named company is doing the same thing. So, that becomes an unfortunate expense in any industry like this.
The other thing I wanted to touch on there is a lot of times the result will be a license.
No, Aaliyah.
And in those takedowns, I'm sure you've had this experience too, but once you get Amazon to take that product down, those people reach out pretty quickly.
Thank
and
you,
say,
Elfail.
What's going on? I have this patent. Oh, okay. And they want to get their product back up. And they're very likely to engage in license discussion.
Right there.
And I do that a
First
lot.
one.
With Amazon, that is very effective for us, licensing.
Especially if they're willing to do that, right? I mean, I do have clients. My clients are like, no way, stop. They want nothing but that. They want to be the sole provider of the product, right? And that again, that becomes a little more expensive because what you're saying is, I need you to spend I'm interested in what's what we do. Yeah, exactly.
I am at the PGA show, you guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
One thing I wanted to add is when you're
Hi there.
when you're getting started.
He
not
stepped away
just
for
being
quite a bit, but
He's about to be back.
just losing that career, but a lot of people love to get right on social media and say, check out this thing that I invented. And I guarantee
Okay.
you,
yeah.
that
Mackenzie, do you have a
litigators will
booth?
find
We don't. We're just a
and use it
golf
against you if it's
We're a golf
going
events company,
So
so.
be super careful
Okay.
about
Okay.
what
We'll
you're
let
putting
stop by.
out there.
All right, thank
And
you.
from the branding perspective, any kind of domain name search is going to be really helpful for you. Because if you can't get time set on this brand name, and if you can't get a website that's close to that, or that's going to be trouble for you later on. So make that part of your searching as well.
I gotta underline, if you take only one thing away from this presentation, if you have something that you have come up with and it is truly new, and you tell anybody about it without an NPA or in confidence, that clock is running. You have 1 year to get to the PTO. That's it. Okay? And so really pay attention to that. If you've got some novel thing that you're doing, you've got to get that provisional on file if you're going to get protection. Okay? And you've got to do that very speedily. It's truly important. Take nothing else away. It's, hey, I've got to pay attention to confidentiality if I'm doing something new. And that clock is ticking. Once I show it to somebody, if I post it on the internet, if the good guys come and do a video with you, right? Okay, you've got to get that stuff to the PTO real quick. Question.
Is it heavier?
Success? Good?
Robert's fixing to leave portfolio.
Oh, is he?
We've
Okay.
been,
maybe. The ultimate lawyer answer. Right?
Hello,
It really
Glitchy
depends.
Gamer.
And this is, I could go down a real rabbit hole on sort of what makes that kind of patentable. Typically, you're going to have to have real novelty over existing stuff. There's going to be a significant improvement in the art, right? Usually, I mean, will somebody file something for you? Almost always the answer is yes. Will you get something that is good at the end? That is harder. It's really going to need to be something that's pretty new in the area in which you're doing the app that really lifts the technology to the next level. Otherwise, it's going to be very tough to actually get something or enforce it once you do that. Provisional will buy you a year to get that on file for sure.
With software patents, it's just a living and breathing area of law, and it's very much so. In Europe, it's very hard to get software patents. It's possible here, but it's you have to think, is it an abstract idea, right? So if your invention is something that is, I have an app for tracking our golf scores. All you did was take what we do on a pencil and paper and computerize it. That's not patentable, standing alone. So it's a really difficult thing, and then any resulting patent on software a lot of times is somewhat narrow, and which makes it a little bit easier to design around. So I think sometimes when it comes to apps, you really want to focus on branding, trying to protect your brand, and I'm the guy that does it better than anyone else, so you want to go to this brand of app. That is a lot of times how you can protect it, but the functionality of it, it's really difficult when it's pure software.
Question. Unless it's if it's algorithmic, if it's an algorithmic software that's driving enterprise automation, any kind of automation, that you could secure in patents. I guess yes, correct. Function. Questions regarding a timeline. So going to the internet, for example, test the demand, pre-orders. So I guess you have 6 or 12 months to get it out there, to get the copyright, trademark. Can you just talk about that process? And then, of course, once you're testing demand out there on the World Wide Web, it's available for everyone to see. So just any thoughts about that whole process, going out to kind of dry testing things and trademark? Like to summarize on your product, to summarize what we said, provisional buys you time, so you've got time. And then, ironically, the marketing session was before this, where they're talking about there's all these tools, right, to digitize your concepts, right? So you can use AI to generate a video if you describe it properly, right? Generate a video of your functioning patent. So you file a provisional, and then you get to go back to the domain name that might match your functionality or match the brand, which you're going to trademark as well. You've got time, but you've got to get it out there. So the digital medium is our advantage.
You're asking about pendency, of how long it's going to take to get something through the patent office, or is that what you're asking? So a trademark can be, we file that, and I've had usually between 6 months and a year. Sometimes I'll get a response within 6 months. A lot of times it's within a year. If there isn't a confusingly similar trademark out there, you should be able to get it through just fine. The trademark office is very specific about your specimens. So if you have a trademark for a new putter, you can't just submit a specimen showing here it is for sale on the internet. It has to be associated with that putter. It's just an example. So in the United States, we do require to show use on our trademark. There's a lot of jurisdictions that we have treaties with that don't require that. So just as long as you have all the formalities right, you should be able to get through within a year, I'd say.
You can also file, if you're asking in terms of timing, you can also file what's called an intent to use application, which is I'm gonna do this, and then you get a period of time in which to to actually show them you are using it.
Good.
That time itself can then be extended.
How about you guys?
Not know the exact
we grabbed some food.
for sure. And then in terms of your question, which is when you do that, you can file your trademark application before you start using it and then update it. That's probably the best practice. Otherwise, as soon after you start using it as possible, because you really want to make sure that it's going to be clear type of competition and other things where you may not have trademark yourself. The worst case for you is I start using the trademark, and then a year in I find out I can't use it, or it's not registered, or now you decide you want a different one. That's never good for your product because you've already built a brand on your product. So I would recommend filing intent to use and using and then filing the paper associated with it. And when we do that, in terms of cost, like we do like in not this is what it costs, right? We do that for like around $5,000, I think, all in, right? That's the intent, additional payment, and any actions. So I think most places are going to be able to see that at that price point. I mean, really, at that price point, it's not good, right? Most, and I'm saying that's right. You'll see plenty of people. It's a pretty fungible activity, that activity. You can submit the product to choose your class as you file. So in terms of timing, file the consent to use, start using it, and then as soon as you can, you know, file your company.
To bring the conversation back to patents, because I think your question kind of straddled the line between patents and trademarks. One word of encouragement I always give to people is with respect to their provisional patent application. I think before you get it out there on the internet to start seeing if people are interested is to file that provisional patent application. But to file a really good quality provisional patent application. I think all too often people think of the provisional as just going to write something on the back of a napkin and send it in to the patent and trademark office. Why not have that provisional patent application be the building block that creates the firm and strong foundation so that when during that year you do experience that success on the internet and you realize, wow, now I've got to get to that non-provisional because look, people do want my product, they do love my product. It makes it that much easier, and you've already given yourself that foundation of what needs to be in that non-provisional. It's that leg up. Now, yes, it's obviously 2 different applications, but you want to be as thorough and as complete as possible in that provisional.
At the end of the day, everything you want to patent has to be in the provisional, right? So the more complete it is, this is what I went to say earlier, the more you write down, the better. It'll give your counsel a better opportunity to do a fulsome provisional for you. The best provisionals, and we've done this for my two systems, the best provisionals essentially become the patent application. They don't change at all, right? So really good provisional is underlined, it's super important. If you've got an invention, the more detailed the disclosure, the better.
Brian, any last remark?
It's no one but to decide. The best provisional is the one you don't have to touch or even work on. That's really good advice. And it's a catch-22 situation in the beginning because the more you write down, the more the attorney has to review, the longer it takes to. It's just time.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
But I think for
Please.
Is this an app?
It is an app, yes, course management app. So it allows you to score. The other thing that's unique about it is payment system, in and out. So you're able to do it. It has a digital wallet. It's crypto. We accept cryptocurrency currently. And then the other thing is that some of us old timers are still used to the old scorecard. So we write it, we take a picture of it, and the app will automatically record it on its system. Yeah, you're welcome.
File something and then file some improvements during that 12-month period of prevention. You can file several. provisionals, and the fee, the government fee, was not that much. In fact, Elizabeth mentioned that this goes there's a lot of cost savings and opportunities. You can put the money into other things that you might otherwise spend on fees. But in that 12-month period, I heard some of my vendors who might not have done a great job, did as best as they could at any moment. That, well, let's take a look at every quarter to see where you are from the R&D side of things, and take a quick look at your portfolio to see if it's time to put your flag down.
Where's the other two cigars?
Change.
Where's the other two cigars?
All right. Any other questions?
I've got two. I need to put in the truck.
We're going over into the licensing. I think this is super important.
Hello, I'm Billy from Finland, and we have a patent-pending range mat cleaning system. My question is, we are coming from Europe and Finland. How do you see our situation in the US? Are we in the same level with US market companies, or what's the difference, or is there? Are we protected with the European background?
Did you file in the EU?
Yes, it's filed in Finland now.
Okay.
Except that in September, so we have in 5 months.
Right, so the United States is part of the Patent Cooperation Treaty, the PCT. So you can file that application in the US and still claim the benefit of that priority date. So you should be okay. Your attorney, I'm sure, is getting an EU search or an EPO search. So you'll have a European search. From there, within 1 year, you can file a PCT application, and you'll probably want a different search authority. So you can file with the US PCT office and get a US search, and that way you'll have
What is up, you
two sets of
guys?
eyes on
We're
it.
here at
Some
the
will be
PGA
EPO,
show.
and you'll get different searches. And there's different fees for different search authorities, but there's it's a really great system that the United States is part of, and you should be just fine going from Europe to the US. Most of my clients are based in Europe, and once they file over there, I investigate the US patents too. So
Thank
it's
you
a
guys
really robust
for
system.
12 likes on the live.
One other thing I just wanted to add about the provisionals, it was such great information, is if you're writing your own provisional, tell the story. Tell the story of, I was out golfing and I couldn't figure out the slope, and I developed this device, and I looked out there and I found this.
This is the PGA show, you guys. I'm about to end the live though, so thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.